Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Let's Just Talk About It. Wow, come on,
Oh
babe.
my God! Oh my God!
Not you, DJ Kitty Cat on the Mickey Vicky on your birthday. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to Phaser One. Yeah, okay, so I hate it. One person, the same person have to get the 5. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll get it throughout the night. Okay. We will get it throughout the night. Let me see. Let me set it up like this. Let me do. It should be. It really should be 2. Let me just put 3. That's what I realized. But yeah, there is no pressure. I just want you guys to know. I love y'all and I thank y'all for even us getting this close. So I think y'all there is no pressure. Dang, really, yeah. I'm looking at it. So phase 1 has 3, Amanda has 1, and Chesapeake has 1, which is a total of 5. But it looks like one person has to have the whole thing.
Oh my God!
Phase, you can't even.
Oh my God!
Babe, it's your
Oh my
birthday. Come on now. Okay, nothing else. And I think we have completed it, y'all. We have completed it, y'all. If y'all all look at the gift gallery, we have completed it all. Okay. You may see your name on there. Andrew, Dwayne, Andrew, Angelina, Melanie, Andrew, Melanie, Caribou, Melanie, James, Phase Winner, Patty Cakes, and Amanda. Shout out to each and every one of y'all that help close out that gift gallery. Can I get some coconuts in the chat? W Royal family, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for tapping. We are at 10K. So again, tonight, if you guys have another device, y'all already know what it is. Put it in the YouTube. We got to get those hours up before we are forced to transition. Thank you, Faze. I appreciate it. Thank you, each and every one of y'all. Thank you, everybody in here. So go ahead and close out that gift gallery. Tonight we're talking about why does the right hate the left so much? There's so much going on. Even statistically, the right has been known to carry out violent extremist political violence, either in the name of Jesus, in the name of the right wing, right? So my thing is, why? Why is there so much hate, especially now in a world where you guys own everything? You have the legislative branch. Where your stickers at? The stickers not in there. The stickers not in. Hold on, let me see if I can gift you a sub from right here. Hold on. But you are a sub, Amanda. You are a sub. Hold on, what's that? 29. Ain't you sub? Thank you, Chesapeake. Thank you, Caribou. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Mel. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. It's because a new TikTok terms. What happened? They removed everybody's shit. So nobody's a subscriber, or that no ain't no stickers. What the fuck? When y'all look down, hold on. I think you have to be a super fan. What the fuck is a super fan? What is a super fan? Now that the new subscriber cover, the thing is going to be a 10-month across the board. But I thought that there's not even going to be a TikTok in a couple of months. So why you don't have, girl, I don't even know. Hold on. I got to figure this out. I might have to figure this out. I might have to do it afterwards. Damn. I hate it because now we ain't got no motherfucking, let me see. Where's the subscribers? Tools and resources. Let me go to live. This is bullshit. Live recording services suggested, promote, creator. I don't even see subscribers on here. Let me see. This is weird. Subscriptions. Okay, subscriptions. active zero. I have 0 active subscribers and super fans are 9. Oh, it has to be, and they still ain't there. That's weird. That's weird. Because if anything, Amanda, you should have it then. Hold on. Let me see. Deluxe, default. But how do I add stickers for? Why does everyone hate everyone? I don't hate, baby. I'm filled with love. I'm a love bomb. Share subscription page, subscription pilot, spotlight, subscriber notes, customizable perks, deluxe, comment, response, add a plan, customize. Hold on. It says I'm a super fan and I can't see the stickers either. I think you have to resubmit them. Hold on. But resubmit them where? Because the thing is, when I go, okay, let me see. Video creators, work with artists. When I go to subscriptions, it says 0 active subscribers. They play too much. 2 new subscribers from Live Goal in the past, but no active subscribers, which is crazy. Sub only video, build content, share your page, stickers. Left was cheering the death of Charlie Kirk, and the right was cheering the death of the Congresswoman. So what are we talking about? And they weren't cheering it on. They just didn't feel any empathy. Look, I see all of the stickers are right here. I'm hungry fan. Me too. Me too. What we eating? Let me see. Let me add this one and see if that works. I don't get it. It's not even giving me. So is the deluxe the $9.99? I don't get it. I have to figure that out, y'all. I'm so sorry. Emperor's disappeared too. Okay. Okay. I'm glad. Okay. Now that I know I'm not the only one, I'm gonna have to like refigure all this shit out. I'm gonna have to refigure all this shit out. Yeah, because I don't know what's happened. Melissa Hortman, thank you. When Melissa Hortman passed away, I do not remember anybody having any empathy. I don't remember anybody sharing their thoughts and prayers. One girl and her friend were laughing. When Trayvon Martin and George Floyd passed away, you guys had all types of memes. You guys, the weapon that unalived Trayvon Martin sold for $250,000 on an auction. So, like, what are we talking about? A lot of us are already. We still can't see the stickers. It has to be a TikTok thing now. I have to figure it out afterwards because the stickers be lit. Okay, the stickers be lit. The stickers be like, "What up, Sachi? How are you doing, love? How's life treating you?" Yeah, so we're talking about also to hey my beautiful Jazz. We love a good sticker now, right? That's the best part of being. I know. What up, Debbie? How you doing today? Welcome in, everybody. We're just, with all of the things that the right is portraying to the left, building websites to dox people. Hi, Heather. How you doing? Thank you. Hey, Marina. Slick Willie in the building. Them cankles was it. The cankles was where it was at. Okay. Now I'm sad about it. Hold on. Like, bruh. Yeah, they disappeared. I don't know how to get them, y'all. I have no fucking clue. I have no fucking clue. Thank you for the Sunday moves. How are you feeling? With 6 new benefits subscription, learn more about this upgrade. You can view your frequently asked questions. Feel free. Let me see. Subscription and superfan separate. Subscription and superfan are separate subscription programs TikTok offers. for users who want to pay to get access to exclusive benefits and content from creators. Mm. Will my income be affected? The reward structure for Superfan will be the same as the reward structure for subscription. After payment processing, TikTok will share up to 50% of its revenue from Superfan with creators. So does it sound like it's more TikTok? I see what y'all doing here. Like if my shit is $5.99 and I get 60 to 70%, now you up the super fan to $9.99, but then I only get 50%. And it says up to 50%. So I might not even get the full 50%. TikTok, what? That part can not only up to 50, it's globally priced at $9.99. It is designed to help creators build deeper connections with their fans by providing super fans with exclusive identity. All right, TikTok, I love y'all, but y'all might not like this. At this point, well, this is for women only. I have a community for women, femmes, stays, and thems. And the membership is only $50 a month. And guess what? It 100% goes to the person who's hosting the platform, which is I. It also goes to a pool for when people need help, from people run as a politician, and how we can come together and support each other's business, how we can build each other up, how we can provide grant opportunities, how we can have live streams, have women come and speak to us, and all of these other types of things, guys. So if you are interested in joining the link, if you're interested in just playing at flat 50 and it all goes to the person that you support, please reach out to me, Taylor, or Saji, you guys. Okay. We have funding opportunities where your money might just come back 20,000 fold. Okay. Depending on exactly what it is that you do. We have a number of grant opportunities for business owners, from nonprofit organizations to filmmakers, creators. If you have a business, how can we help you? How can we build each other up? If you just looking to support other women, help build them up. Maybe you want a phone bank, maybe you want to advertise, creators, everybody. It's for women. Okay, but there's women that are serious about supporting and lifting each other up, and serious about also to your career, and just helping pushing women into positions of power and help uplifting them into positions of power. So please, you feel reach out. These are, again, if you don't really care about other women, I'm a girl's girl, and this is just the beginning. Also, too, but this particular community has already been built. I started building it when Kamala Harris said organize and mobilize. I've been working on it for quite some time, and yeah. You need to be an Olympic swimmer, okay? I just have to say you're at last look at. Thank you, Alyssa. Okay, Sissy Fits. If you know more about the story, definitely feel free to come up. But I did hear about the black guy that was strange fruited in Mississippi. And it's funny how right? They have a history of strange fruit, picnics, all this shit. But it's now these days when they see a black man who has been strange fruit, then all of a sudden they say, "Oh, it's no foul play." You think a man just crawled up on a fucking tree and just said, "This is how I'm gonna do it"? He could have did that in his fucking bathroom. You think I want to crawl up in a tree and do it? No foul play. Every time they say no foul play, immediately I think, what do you have to do with it? Or your brother, or your cousin, your uncle, your son. Because why in the fuck would you immediately think no foul play? The man is strange fruit in a tree in the middle of campus. No foul play. They said they don't even know how. There's no autopsy. They don't even know the cause of death. How you don't know the cause of death and there's no fucking foul play? Stop fucking playing with us. Stop pissing on us and telling us it's fucking raining. They always are, sis. Because I think it was Tennessee. They said the same thing. Because they would only stop for you guys. If you, they would only stop for you. And I just think about these young men, like moments leading up to that, and just probably even the screaming and the thoughts that are going through their head beforehand. And just to have a flashback like we're in fucking, I can't even say 1912, bitch, when it's 2025. Yeah, the knowing that there won't be justice. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't want to hear no more fucking like black on black crime. Let's talk about white on white crime. White on black crime. There's no justice. Anytime you let someone get away with these type of atrocities, they feel emboldened to do it again and again and again and again. When you know the judge got your back or the police officer got your back. Like literally, I just made a video about how the man was molesting his sisters, his little sisters. They took him to the police and the police said, I'm going to let you go this time. Next time, I'm going to be really, really hard on you. Huh. Next time, I'm going to be really, really hard on you. And then when they found out not only the cheating on his wife and, got caught with Ashley Madison, you get caught with child porn. Had they locked your ass up the first time, had you had consequences the first time, maybe you'd have thought twice before you got to play with that child porn. And I didn't even, the Duggar son, yes. She said that he was looking at shit as young as 3 fucking months. Torture, screaming. The shit that he was looking up was fucking disgusting. Hey, gorgeous. How are you?
Hey, beautiful Jess. I am pissed.
I know, right?
I just read the university statement on what happened to Trey Reed, and they said it is unfortunate what happened. No, unfortunate is the fucking AC and the college going down.
Mm-hmm.
The AC turning off. Unfortunate is you ran out of fucking chicken nuggets in the lunch line at the college campus. A man being strange fruited in your university campus should be horrifying. Horrifying. It should be atrocious. It should be heartbreaking. Like, this is the ish, because I'm trying to be careful because TikTok just got worse.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stuff that just gets me like, I am scared for our communities. And I'm very at a loss of words for the fact that we have had it shoved down our throats for the past, 4 days now?
Mm-hmm.
That we should feel empathy, that this is the greatest loss, trying to compare him to Martin Luther King and Jesus. I saw them put this man next to Martin Luther King and Jesus, and calling it a tragedy and calling it an assas, you know what, a nation, in the nation. But all of a sudden, a black man is found strange fruited in the middle of a college campus, and it is unfortunate. Unfortunate, I'm going to say unfortunate one more time. Unfortunate is when you miss your alarm in the morning and you make it late to work.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't the loss of a life.
And Heather, I would have to agree. I would imagine that would be the very last way a black man would ever choose to unalive himself. And I agree. I fucking agree. If a man had said, I'm going to unalive myself, especially a black man, but they would just do it in the fucking bathroom, in the house or something. I don't need to go out and find a tree to do so. Major news stations ain't saying a fucking thing. They barely said anything about Evergreen, let alone a black man. Like, again, this is why even too we should be investing into HBCUs, and this is also to why um we should be lifting it up and going to HBCUs. We got to stop trying to even get. I don't give a fuck about um your college, your football, your track, all of that. We're too busy trying. Our minds are even greater than that. Instead of trying to even make sure that we get into that, like go to uplift and make the football better at the HBCUs. How can we build those up? Because we can't be in their house. And I know they say like, oh, you can't be we need to be the police, the judge, the hospitals, the doctors, the lawyers. I sound so fucking cliche because when we were young, your mama said, no, you're gonna grow up to be a doctor or a lawyer. Yeah, that's why.
I was gonna say, just how realistic is it to I don't want to sound dumb, but I'm just gonna say it, but how realistic is it to be able to hire a person to be able to like to handpick someone to do the autopsy? Is that even legal? Is it possible? Because I don't trust these people. Like they
Right.
all work together. The people performing the autopsy, the cops, the freaking judges, the everybody, like they're all in it together. The autopsy cannot be done this quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just freaking happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when it happened to a white teen man, all of a sudden is you have all these conclusions drawn up. The person's picture who committed it was plastered all over, doxing websites created, legislation trying to be put out there, immigrants facing immediate removal of their status if they spoke about it. But this isn't even making national news. And the fact that they all work together, like, is this something that would be even realistic to be able to handpick who performs the autopsy?
They said that and this is new to me, that the family can have an independent one done. Can they? No, because they can't cremate the body without your permission. Because I'm like, sometimes they try to get rid of. Because let's not forget, like they didn't find 600 prisoners' bodies in the backyard of a prison like a year or so ago, right? Did anybody go to jail for that?
Nope.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
The things I want to say, I can't say on this live.
I know. That's why
I'll
we
text
have
you.
the link. Just so you guys know, the link is yes, the link is encrypted. We can have live streams. We can say whatever the fuck we want to say. You can type whatever the fuck you want to say. It's not nobody's gonna come in here and be eyeing us. The only people who are allowed in there, it's a vetted community. Only people that are allowed in us is us. And I know it's a membership fee, but that doesn't automatically mean that you get in because we're not gonna have no maggots up in there. I don't give a fuck how much money you got, bitch. But these are people that are serious. It's still I need to talk to you. I need to see who you are before you get up in here. They have to pay for it in Michigan if they say no foul play. So if they say no foul play and you want to get an autopsy, you have to pay for it in Michigan. It has to be at the family's expense so they can have it done. So the family has to pay for it.
Can we rally up? Can we somehow reach out to the family and create a GoFundMe for them?
Yeah, and see how much it would cost for them to get their own autopsy. Taylor, if you're in here, could you send the link to Debbie KO3? Yeah, so somewhere, because at this point they're trying to suppress our freedom of speech. We can't say anything. We can't do anything. We can't even have a full-fledged conversation about what we need to say without and then people have to decode it and hope you decode it right. So y'all, you said they are harming our children. We need to help. Yeah, we need to go. We need to reach out and see is there any way we can so they can get their own autopsy. Quick, Jessica, welcome to the chat. How are you? Okay, maybe it was an accident. Some people come up on accident. Renee, welcome to the chat. How are you? That might have been an accident too. Renee. She's like, girl, stop calling my name. I didn't mean to come up here. Okay, I'll donate. I would donate too. I would donate too, baby. I would donate too. Because that's the thing we have to do. We also too have to keep, putting money behind, people who need the help, like in this situation, because this will help prove there wasn't any foul play and open up an investigation. When people put their lives on the lines to either protest or stand up for marginalized community, how can we help them either with their legal fees? How can we help them with whatever the fuck they may need? Because these, not only that gives them the courage to continue to stand up, because that's how they try to suppress you, but then also to give other people the courage to be able to stand up.
I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try to figure out if there's a way. Maybe there's like a Facebook page for that area. Facebook is where all the older people are at. See if anybody knows the family, if they have a GFM or if they need to create one. Cause me, I know you are too, but I'm saying, like, me personally, I'm tired, especially with Mississippi. It is constantly a state that comes out and they rule that it was, self-harm. Like you said, people that do that to themselves usually do it in their freaking home. If they're going to do
Mm-hmm.
that, nobody goes out in the middle of their campus with the historical, meaning of that as a Black person and does that to themselves. In the past that we've seen, like the videos and the pictures of other people that have been strange fruited, they don't even have a freaking chair. There's no ladder, there's nothing. So you're telling me they somehow climbed it, tied it, jumped? Like, it just doesn't make any sense, and they think that we're stupid. But in the moment, a lot of families might be going through trauma, through the shock of it, and have other expenses, right, that they're having to figure out. So they don't have that capability of being able to come up with the funds to get their own autopsy.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, Renee or Irene. I don't know why I said Renee. So I don't know, just like,
Some Pakistan was trying. Yeah, we're not doing that. Paw Paw!
Yeah,
Hey, Paw Paw!
y'all been doing me wrong. I can't come up no more and nothing.
Look
But
at it, you back!
I've been trying to come up and come up. They won't let me come up.
Oh, but you up this time. Oh, you made it. Hey, Nemo.
I'm gonna hang around because I got my apron on. I want to cook a little bit.
Come on. You got your apron on. Go ahead and cook on them real fast. Hey, Naquan.
I'm gonna use medical terms. Democracy is in an intensive care. Right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to make sure we do everything that it don't get in critical care.
Mm-hmm.
They perpetrating all these CWs and things. What's wrong with them?
Mm-hmm. Something's
But
wrong with them. Why you think they're so hateful?
well, it's brainwashed. People can be people can be brainwashed. Humans can be brainwashed.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not never let us forget about that. Uh, you know, they got other things like people can be brainwashed, which comes down to indoctrination and and cult lies and things like that. And that's what we're experiencing now
Yeah.
in our country. But you know, we'll get through it now. I just hope. I hope that doesn't occur. What they with a certain portion of them how y'all say on TikTok, YP folks are advocating for uh, a W, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we gonna, you know, it's on. No matter how we look at it, the cat out the cage. You know what? Now we
Yeah.
have to wait to see. We just have to wait to see what the final result is gonna be. Don't nobody know. You know, that's still a mystery. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's on. You know what? It's on. You know, and you know, I was thinking about how you know all of us. You know, we have sympathy for caged children, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're allowed to say the name anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and we all got sympathy for his children. But I was thinking, I was trying to come up on your show the other night. And I was
Mm-hmm.
saying, you notice, both sides, and so have at least pronounced out of their mouth that
Think
they have
neither.
sympathy, they have sympathy for the children and all that. But you know what? I was looking at reading some things about that man, and he had been getting threats for the last 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got in the spotlight 10 years ago, but after 7 years, after he started, doing his verbiage, he started getting threats, and so, but he continued. I guess I don't know, if you want to say his belief or the glory or for the fame or for the money, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
um, it seemed like he he put his kids on the back burner. Like his career was more important than his children. Don't you know? If that I get death threats and stuff for something I'm doing in public. I mean, I, I'm gonna try to stop it or make changes. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
With you know my kids, you know, first.
Yeah.
So that is sad that we have to. No, it's not sad. What I'm saying is, it's beautiful that we have sympathy for his children when it seemed like he didn't.
Oh, baby, he didn't
And,
even think sympathy was. Oh, he said sympathy is a made up word by
yeah.
that's doing damage to America.
So bingo. That's bingo right there. That's what I'm saying. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they don't realize that this man knew that he was in what's called high risk, right? He was
Mm-hmm.
high risk. Man, you got to consider your kids, for that possibility. And I guess he didn't. I guess he didn't. And Mr. Trump trying to sucker us back in, talking about he boost up a little money for our colleges.
Well, the
You know
thing
what I
is,
mean?
when you take it away and then give it back, is it really giving it? And then when you take it from others,
Yeah,
because I heard he
yeah,
possibly took it from Hispanic colleges and then to give to us, like, bitch, you want us to fight so motherfucking bad, bitch. But now if we make a historically black and brown college and we really turn up on your ass, then it's gonna be a motherfucking problem.
yeah. But his point is he 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 balanced out which one more advantageous to him. You know what? So you know he went he playing back he playing head games with us again because the Hispanic here he know he can't make them no matter than what they are right now for all the immigration.
Hey,
You
political
know
guy, how are you?
he know he can't make them any more matter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, he said, well, if I can't make it any more miles, I'll do it like this, and then let me see if I can, try to, chop down uh, us. You know what I'm talking about?
He
But
constantly denied having personal security for his family and himself. Really? Because he had plenty of
right,
security there that night. That day he had
Yeah.
plenty of security.
Oh
But
yeah, plenty security. He had all his, not only that, all of them had guns out there. They were his followers. You know what I mean? You
mm-hmm.
know, his followers, they believe in excuse me, I said it the wrong way. They had their pew pews, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that boy took off running so fast. They could have had a million. They could have had a million pew pews, you know what I mean? When it helped them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, we in a critical condition. I mean, we in intensive care right now. You know, we don't want to go let this thing get critical. So what we gonna do is let it ride out because the cat out of the cage. No matter how you
Yeah.
look at it, it's out. It's
Yeah.
out. So it's gonna have to ride out. We can sit here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and all we want, but it's gonna play out. And so what I'm saying is, I think we will do. Okay, they trying to say now. Now they trying to say that that was a boost for the midterms for them. You know,
Yeah.
I don't believe that. You believe that? I don't believe
Nah.
that. No,
Hey,
no.
Missy, last night I was trying to get you. I know you said you wanted to respond to somebody, but I think you had uh dropped down too quick. I was thinking
Tell her
about you
come up here.
today.
I got my apron on. I want to cook.
But she voted for Kamala Harris. I was thinking about her today because again, she's the only FBA that I have ever talked to that actually voted for Kamala Harris that spits a totally different rhetoric, and it just kind
She
of
was
makes
here
you.
last night. I listened to her last night. She, you know, she was a little confused. You know what I mean? You know, she
But
confused.
is it the
I,
confusion
I,
on the thing because like she voted for Kamala, she canvassed for Kamala, she do all the things that we would do for Kamala Harris, right? We put our money
yeah,
behind Kamala. We did all of these things. The
but
only difference is all of the FBAs that we have spoken to is a completely different rhetoric, and that is where I feel it's flabbergasting or whatever.
but but the way she trying to figure out if you are alien, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because you red and pretty. She trying to say where you from and stuff. You know
Oh
what I
no no
mean?
no 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 no! Oh Papa, that's not her. That's her. That was the one before her. That was the one before her. That girl gone. That girl gone. That girl gone.
Oh
That's
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
else. This is somebody
yeah.
different.
I
But
wanted
this
to
is
be
it.
more
But
clear on what I was speaking on because I wanted to be clear to other people how to distinguish between FBA and other people who just up here monopolizing IT and platforms to say they FBA because they're the
Mm-hmm.
first ones to the technology. And that's not right because the talking points that I'm hearing from who call themselves FBA, and that has to be investigated. That's not
Mm-hmm.
what the majority of FBA that I know that I support as somebody who was out there supporting Kamala Harris that was seeing the funds directly go from FBA to Kamala Harris. Specifically, the reason why I'm saying this is specifically is because Kamala Harris was born and bred out of HBCU.
Right.
If you're a foundational Black American, why would you be voting against someone who was born and bred out of our HBCUs? That's why I said there is a dissenting voice. I'm not saying that I know who all this is, but I'm telling you that there's a large network of FBAs, and the majority of us voted for Kamala Harris because we knew what would happen to everyone if the orange guy got in office, and it's worse than what we thought. We knew this.
Messy. I
So
agree. I agree.
why would you say you're foundational Black American when you knew that 300,000 plus Black American women that normally get their positions and their fundings to lead the households on their own are sitting in the federal government? Why would we vote for somebody who said on their
I
last
agree.
term that they were going to get rid of? He said it plainly the last time he was in office. That makes no sense. And if I had
These are all the
FBA
questions that we had to the FBAs that came up here. They said the same thing. And then Saji said that Tariq told them not to vote for Harris.
Yeah, that makes no sense. HBCU we were trying to get into the presidential seat.
And they would argue with us that she not black.
Yeah, again,
That's what I'm
ignorance.
saying.
All that
That's
is
why I was
pure
confused.
distraction.
I've talked to like hundreds of FBAs that come on this line online, and they have said that they're not voting for her. They spit in her face and all this other type of stuff. Very opposite of what you saying. What you saying? Oh, Papa, I'm gonna mute you. Okay. Thank you. I don't even need to be FBA to even get behind all of the rhetoric that you speak in when it comes to Kamala Harris. It's common sense. I'm voting for the black woman. I'm voting for the HBCU. I'm voting for the community. I'm voting for the policies. I get to do all of it in one, especially after all this man just said. So when we're arguing these points to FBA and the people that claim to be FBA and Tariq or whatever his name is, who holds the Tariq, whatever his name is, who holds the trademark to FBA Foundational Black, then he's telling them not to vote for Kamala Harris and they don't. Do you think that maybe they may have ousted you or something like that? Because you sound like you got sense.
This is a thing you have to look at. It's larger because
Thank you,
I think that the platforms like this is the first time you have this type of network have a voice. So it may be fragmented, it may not be, but what you can look at for evidence is look at the outcome of the exit polls from the last election. You see that 92%, you see those folks up in there, that was money that came from FBA going to support that candidate, and we supported her strong. Yes, we lost because we were standing on our own, and it was the first time we were seeing that we were standing on our own. When y'all talking about here, when I hear these conversations about immigrants and stuff, that's because we're starting to question everybody. We want to know who is standing with us because we're normally standing for everybody. That is what we stand for. And that's why you see the conversations about FBA and who's FBA coming up, because we're trying to see who's standing with us, because if y'all not standing for us, y'all like a cancer for us, a cancer from the inside. And we can't have that.
But if when we talk about cancers from the inside, if the person who is leading your movement or the FBA movement is saying don't vote for Kamala while you spend your money and canvas for Kamala, that is hands down the cancer from the inside.
That's right. That's something that has to be addressed. I'm gonna tell you this as somebody who canvassed. So I was a canvasser. I'm not just somebody who talking. I was a canvasser, somebody on the NAACP phone banks. I was that person in that group of people. There is a segment of us we need to look at that just has an issue with women. I'm telling you, it didn't come down to anything else other than the fact that they had a problem with it being a woman.
I agree, which is why I created the link for women, because obviously a lot of, especially alleged heterosexual men have a problem with women, and particularly Black women. And then you could be in cahoots, or in camaraderie, or I can't think of the word I'm trying to say right now, with them. You can be breaking bread with them, and then they can be trying to break you. Because the fact that all these Black men who is part of the FBA come over and said they're not voting for Kamala, and all of the reasons why, and you're the first, and Black women, you're the first woman who came up here and said it don't even make sense. Of course I voted for Kamala. I don't understand it. Yeah, and that's why I'm building some for women.
And that's one thing, and I'm gonna descend, because I already see people saying go get real FBA. I'm not telling you just from FBA. I'm telling you from what's logical. What would be logical?
I agree.
For somebody to call themselves foundational Black Americans. Why would you vote against HBCU? Why would you vote against what's ours that we've maintained through segregation? Why would you do that? That speaks for us. Whoever comes out of that institution, that's us. We are proof that we could be the most powerful position in the entire world. That's what it meant to see that on the presidential ticket. Mm-hmm. And that was powered by traditionally Black American women's money. People don't want to see it. They don't hear it. They don't get this information unless you're looking for it. You can go get whoever you want. I'm telling you to use your brain.
No.
Logically.
I want to say
I'm talking
we're
about
with
the
you.
comments. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
comments.
No, I think they're saying like, I think it's more so like, girl, and I'm not saying that you need to be safe. I'm saying like, we with you. We get it. The people that are with you are against you. Like, cause it's logical. It's common sense. I agree. We all agree with you. And in this time in the past, all of them have been coming here saying something opposite, which I'm you're refreshing to hear somebody from the NBA say that they voted for Kamala and all the common sense things we heard. But James wanted to ask you something really quick before you leave, Queen.
Absolutely.
Have you seen the website?
No, and that's what I'm telling you. And
So
I just want to
no,
say on that.
no,
Just
I
on that,
heard
that
the story.
point.
I heard the story yesterday. I'm gonna say this to you. You and I are on the same page in terms of supporting Kamala. Here's the issue. I can't go and say I'm a member of pick an organization that's doing something harmful and say, well, no, there's some of us that are offline. The website that is founded and run by the person that first used the term in 2019, 2020 says something completely different than what you are saying. The record reflects something completely different than what you are saying. I hear you in terms of your commentary on supporting Kamala. I hear you on the commentary that you're saying relative to things that Black people are owed in this country. I hear you on all of those subjects. What I'm suggesting to you is that is not what FBA is. It is not what the person that founded it claimed. Quite the contrary. Tariq Nasheed told people not to vote for Kamala Harris. He has called people tethers because he doesn't believe that people that can't trace their lineage to a slave is a true Black person. And so I hear you, but I can't go join an organization and say, well, there's some off the record people that think something different. That's like me saying, oh, there's some good KK, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they are saying the right, like, no, the organization, the books that he's selling, the comments on the record, all point to him saying the exact opposite of what you're saying, Messi. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter what you call yourself. I wouldn't, to the extent, I don't think that you've said one thing that beyond that FBA is something different that I disagree with. Given the person that said it, I wouldn't be calling myself an FBA.
Let me ask y'all this, because I don't hear a complete difference. When they talk about that we are the ones that can trace our lineage back to the slaves that built the United States, we agree on that. There is a split and there's a sector, a segment of the same folks who can trace their lineage back to the slaves who built the United States, which ends up to be wealth. There is a sector that's voting for what will harm us. And I'm saying that that's not the majority of us. I don't know. Like I said, I have to be connected with the people that are saying, oh, you're not FBA. No, I'm FBA. Because you got to remember that even from technology and coining the term, anybody who hasn't used that term can have the right equipment and data and information they need to go and solidify that, meaning go get the website, go get the trademark on it. Anybody could do that with the savviness. What I'm telling you, FBA has been long standing in the United States. It is a network. It is a network that's not always readily available on apps like TikTok. That's what I'm telling you FBA is. It's not just
but I hear you, but trust me, bro, isn't a source, right? Like, trust me isn't a source. There is no literature. There is no story. There is no documentation. The first time the term was used by a person was in 2019 and 2020 when Tariq Nasheed said it. And I hear you. I think we're now arguing over the point that you think FBA is something different than the rest of us think it is. And I don't know that is a point that even at this point matters, right? Like, it doesn't matter because I think are you disagreeing with anything other than what she thinks FBA is not what we think FBA is?
Yeah. I agree.
No, yeah. Yeah.
I'm on the
So
same page.
yeah, so arguing that it means something different, I think at this point is fruitless because at the end of the day, every single every other individual that I've talked to about this subject, every single one besides you has said something completely different than you. The website says something completely different than you. And the person that coined the phrase has said something completely different than you. And listen, you're entitled to call yourself whatever you want. Given what they have espoused and given what the record says, I wouldn't be calling myself that.
Let me say this, and I want to make sure I'm clear. Why I come on here and I identify as FBA, because that is very easy for anybody to understand. Foundational Black American, what does that mean? Your lineage leads back to the slaves that built the United States. I don't want my people, the majority of us, being represented by people who would go out and elect someone or aid the election of someone who would in turn harm us. That is more important to me than whatever nuances are out there. The majority of us have good enough sense. You see how we're talking logic? That is the majority of us. We are logical. We think logically. That is why I'm speaking up. I'm very introverted. I'm speaking up because the way that these rooms, like I heard people talking about FBA when all it is that's how we are identified. And I heard them talking about it because some of the rhetoric that's being used on the lower end, you got to remember there are extremes to everything. There's extreme right, there's extreme left. But there's some of the extremes of what has been said from what I'm hearing from other FBA. But the bottom line is that we are the people whose lineage leads back to the slaves who built the United States of America, therefore making America the richest country in the world. That's what we're protecting and the culture that goes with that. And in the whole Trump thing, I'm sorry, if that is one of the characteristics that's being deflected or reflected to you about us, that is wrong. That's what I'm calling out. That is wrong because it makes us look ignorant.
I agree.
Messy. Listen, you could call it whatever you'd like. At this point, I think it's, again, I think you're listening to respond and not to hear. The person that made the term is saying something different than you. You can call it whatever you want. I don't care. The person that made the term, that coined the term, is saying something completely different than you. And so it doesn't okay, we could trace our lineage. Good enough. The organization is xenophobic and harmful. The person that created it despises people from other countries. He calls them tethers. He created the term. People can trace their lineage. It's called genealogy. What you're talking about is genealogy. Okay? It is genealogy. Being able to trace your ancestry to a place is genealogy. That is the term that everybody uses, no matter what kind of genealogy you come from. Foundational Black American came from Tariq Nasheed. You should do some research on it. Look him up.
We're saying the same. Me and Tariq, whoever he is, we're saying the same thing when we talk about immigrants and needing to be able to identify, because that's what I hear you saying. They are saying the same thing I'm saying, is that at a point, Black Americans they're looking up now. That's why you hear all this FBA talk. They're looking up to see who is it that's within our ranks that actually are for us. And that starts with identifying who you are. There has been some blurring of the lines. And I agree with whoever Tariq or Reek is. There needs to be some identification.
Do you know who Tariq is?
That happens. No, that's why I said I'll look him up. And I've asked to connect with them.
Okay. Yeah. Do you know who's the leader or the founder of FBA?
I've heard of them. But what I've tried to tell you guys is that has been something that they've taken and they bottled it up or boxed it up like a business. And it is not that.
So you're following them.
Go back and look and see. Y'all go back and look to see the fundraising activities for Kamala Harris. It was mainly done by phone. It was done by phone.
Because remember, she was up here talking about, I'm not going to do nothing that's only going to benefit Black people.
No.
So no. Yeah.
She said no. Yeah.
All that cackling and no. Yeah, you.
This is the one who created
How come you
FBA,
didn't sign
who
nothing?
has a trademark for FBA.
That's a point.
Is
You're doing
the
stuff for everybody else. So now with the Democrats,
so, and he don't even like Kamala. He's like, she out there cackling. He be defending
Like I
Trump.
said-
Like,
like
but
I
this is
said,
you're only is going to be as great as your leader. Which is why other foreign countries are going to be looking at America and saying, "Oh, y'all stupid, y'all this," because Donald Trump is right. We're only going to be as great as our leader. So if FBA, you have this man who's leading the charge, right? And men usually mostly listen to other men. So then you got the rest of the men who follow FBA coming in here talking about how Kamala Harris be cackling, how Kamala Harris ain't this, we're not voting for her. She said this, she spit in our face. They're spitting the same talking points that this man is spitting against Kamala Harris. And you follow the FBA, but you have a totally different rhetoric. I wouldn't even attach you voting for Kamala Harris with what they're saying because it's completely different. So that's what he's saying. Like, how can you be following somebody blindly and you don't even know what they stand for? And it's completely opposite what you stand for. And it's hurtful and it's a danger to not only Black women, Black men, and the rest of America. Regardless of who stand with us, who for us, and what our genealogy says, the man is not for. They don't like Black women.
It is a sector of us, and I saw that for myself, that have a problem with her being a woman, and that was the bottom line. They had a problem with her being a woman. So they either did one or two things. They either voted against her or they just didn't show up. That is something that within our community, we have to address. We have that issue. They did not want to see her as a woman take that position.
And so you will still follow this man and what he leads.
I don't follow. I feel like it's education. So I will make it
Genealogy is
mine.
education.
Yes, I believe all of it is education. And I want to make sure that I'm being clear that there is a issue, and we're saying, me and him are saying the same thing. We don't have any hate towards immigrants, second generation, first generation immigrants. But what we have a problem with is if we've accepted you as our own and we elect you in the places and spaces that are ours, that you're speaking for us. And then when it's time to speak specifically for Black Americans, you're not speaking for us because you don't see how it benefits your lineage. That's the problem we have. And we're wanting to know who's really for us.
Okay, can
and
you
that
tell me
starts
who
with
the FBA
delineation.
has elected that didn't listen to them?
No, I don't know. Could you repeat your question or say it a different way?
My apologies. You said that we have a problem with electing people who are not for us because they're not in our lineage. Who have you elected that you feel like, who has the FBA specifically gotten behind and elected and they didn't do anything for the FBA?
I'll give you an example, and it's something personal for me because I'm ex-military. I know this person. So Governor Westmore, I'm in the DMV area. Governor Westmore, one of the things that we talked about, and you've probably heard it being talked about, is that there was a study that had to be done or that was up for vote that needed to be done with him as governor, and he vetoed it. It was on reparations. He had stated, and this is right, he stated there had already been many studies. They had the information. Now it's just about equalizing wealth. It was something like that, not exactly. But the point is that he wouldn't go straight forward. And what we're hearing, and again, this is at the grassroots, meaning that there's dialogue happening just like this with us and other people about reparations. What we're hearing is that
I got you, Sanj.
Some people that we're thinking, again, that's us, would not support that. They look at that as a handout, even though that is due to us because of all the tactics that the YT oppressor has put in our place to rob us of generational wealth, the wealth that we built for the United States of America. It is people that are in our ranks that are not supporting that. That is kind of why you're seeing this come up. We have an issue because if you can't support that, then you're really not us.
But then who? But you said that you have people that are in there that are not supporting you or not in your ranks. Like, who has the FBA gotten behind?
I just said.
No, you said it was a personal experience. The FBA,
Governor Westmore.
So the FBA, as a group, got behind Westmore and said, we're going to get you elected. And y'all got him elected. And then when he got in there, he voted against you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he says that that's voting against you, but yeah,
No,
that
but the FBA together, y'all campaigned and canvassed for him as a group, saying the FBA got him elected, right?
or just
Collectively.
a supporter, right? And you know who I say, and this is again, I'll say the majority of where the money comes from as far as FBA support is the Black American female.
That's why, personally, you need your own group because the men don't like you. Saji, go ahead. Hey, Ronald.
Listen, this is not my matter, so feel free to interrupt me at any time, Jess. But Messi, I feel like majority of people on the live were agreeing with you in the beginning. I feel like where the disconnect is what you believe is not what your leaders believe, right? When you can go and look up Tariq Nasheed, right, and you can see that he had a full-out campaign to make sure that Kamala did not get elected. He said on one of his posts, Kamala Harris is not, with capital letters, a foundational Black American. She is an East Indian. And there's over 900 comments under the post, completely trashing Kamala Harris, all claiming that she was not a Black woman. When we have talked to dozens of FBA on this platform, they have said the reason that they voted third party or chose not to vote or voted for Trump was because she was not a Black woman. It wasn't because she was a woman. It was because they thought that she was a tether herself. When you say, and I hear you, I don't think that you have any anti-immigrant, sentiments about yourself. But when you look again at your leader, he makes it very clear how he feels about immigration. He talks about deporting people. He talks about how immigrants are the reason that Black people have had jobs taken away from them, or that they are being currently pushed out of certain neighborhoods or whatever. Like, this is the ideology that he has pushed onto the majority of his followers. So while I think, and this is not for me to, judge, but while I think you have the right idea, you are one out of hundreds that we have seen on this app that has those beliefs. If that makes sense. That's why, like, when you hear people mention FBA, the majority of people like,
you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, they're extremely xenophobic. They call like my people a lot of names. I've been like dragged more than any other time on this app by them because they just hate us. They don't hate white supremacy. They hate brown people. They hate immigrants in general. And they thought that she was not a full Black American, which is why majority of them rallied not to vote for her.
Yeah. And I need to, like you said, I think I'm going to reach out, because the problem I have, and I don't want to say this in the wrong way, is that I don't know if they think it matters what you think about FBA. I don't know if they think what you think matters and that it has any impact. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
You're talking about like you don't like basically they don't care what she think about immigrants.
Yeah, or what?
I mean, I don't think she care either. I mean, not saying that I don't want to speak for Sally and say she care.
I don't think they care.
I don't think we care what. I think the problem is they're not even voting. They don't even care about Black women. What's the point? You could be an FBA, but if you're an FBA woman, they don't even give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about. They don't even give a fuck about voting for the person you're canvassing for. They're working against you in your own organization. They don't even care about you. So regardless of what you say, like they don't care what Saji thinks. They don't care what you think. You told them that it's logical to vote for Kamala Harris, and they said, "Girl, fuck you. We're not voting."
You see how y'all want to make sure this is your FBA, because you want to be able to say, hey, we're against this guy because he's talking this way. I'm coming on here trying to talk to you logically and telling you that's not the majority of foundational Black Americans. And I'm explaining that who considers themselves foundational Black Americans. I'm going to get ran off this app. I'm telling you, I'm probably going to get ran off this app.
You don't have to get ran off the app because the conversation is needed.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about y'all specifically. But the point is that I am trying to speak for the folks that are actually moving the needle. So we are a network. People like to discredit Black America, but we move when it's time to move. We network when it's time to network. I don't like, and I think the majority of us do not like that our movement and our organization is pointed to something like electing somebody like Trump. That's why I'm speaking up. I'm speaking up because we wouldn't do that to ourselves. That's why I'm asking you, yes, you're right about, you shouldn't follow this. I'm telling you what we wouldn't do to ourselves.
Who is we though? Who is
when
we?
I say we, Black Americans, so forget FBA, Black Americans who have been in this country since its inception, they are the ones, and their lineage leads back to the slaves who built the United States of America. We would not do that to ourselves. We fought too hard to
we
be
would not do what?
We would not elect someone like Trump to take away the rights that they're slowly rolling back.
Then why would Tariq do it? If he has lineage that goes back to slavery, but he's still doing it?
But is that
you
logical?
Just said we wouldn't do it. It's not logical. And he is the leader of the FBA. You're saying that the majority of FBA thinks like you. It's hard for me to believe that when the majority, you are the only one out of hundreds. They even hold FBA live streams on this here app. I've talked to a lot of FBAs. I've watched a lot of FBAs. You are the first, the only. You are a sprinkle, a chocolate chip in a jug of milk who has said that they voted for Kamala Harris. So for you to say the majority, I can't believe you. You're trying to piss on me and tell me it's raining when I've watched multiple FBAs, including the leader of the FBA, say they wouldn't vote for Kamala. They talk about her cackling. The way that they speak about Black women and her as a Black woman shows me that they don't like Black women. Nothing they saying is even fucking logical. That's why I don't understand. It's not, there is no, but I don't know what makes you feel like it's the majority, but the majority that I'm seeing, especially here, like those 50,000 Black women, were each and every one of them FBA that got on the phone for Kamala Harris?
Yep.
Every last one of them.
It's a network
no,
that is unwritten. It's unwritten, undocumented. That's the part that people are having a hard time with. We have been around for years.
How many years? How many years?
This comes from our lineages. Like example, my mother's mother fought in the civil rights movement.
Was it the FBA then? When did the FBA start?
When that guy coined the term.
When he coined the term FBA, right? And now he's leading the movement. And before it was FBA and he coined this term, what did you call yourself?
We called ourselves a network. It's
why can't you just stay there? Why would you let this man come in here and take over what y'all calling yourself?
Look, we are, and a lot of people won't accept this. It's old school. Like I said, when we reach out to people, it's called a ground game. When we reach out for people for voting, we literally have to know where to go, what door to go on, who to call to go walk across to their neighborhood. It's a deep network. It's a deep network that's not as sophisticated. All of them are not, FBAs are not on TikTok. Yeah, there's a loud voice of them on TikTok, but guess what? TikTok is a small echo chamber in a huge world.
If I'm looking, say I'm on TikTok, because guess what? There's a lot of voters on TikTok. I think it's over 70 million people on TikTok. That's on the USA side alone. So, and they're also too on YouTube, because I'm watching this video on YouTube. And if I'm looking at him and somebody say, we're part of the FBA, come some. As soon as you say FBA and I know him, I would turn my nose up. I immediately, I'm not wanting to be a part of it. I would, before you got a chance to even explain to me your views, I would think you hate Kamala Harris. We all being gaslit because every single FBA, if you called yourself a network before, why would you let this man come up here and coin the term and then follow him blindly when you already had your thing going?
Let me ask you this. When I say HBCU, that's the reason why I call her. I don't even say her. I say, so you can understand, that's HBCU.
Okay.
That's HBCU. If that's HBCU as a foundational Black American, why wouldn't you want to see HBCU in the presidential seat.
Okay, 1 second. Kay, go ahead. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Are you FBA?
No, I am not. But
Okay.
I wanted to ask, let me make sure. I'm Messi a question really quickly because from
Yes.
me understanding what FBA is and having interactions with them, if I'm not mistaken, I might be confusing them and the Hebrew Israelites, but don't they believe that a lot of them weren't even individuals in slavery, if I'm not mistaken? Like they're not descendants of slaves?
No, like I said, the commonality for FBA, and I'm like, now I'm thinking like this is some extreme group, is that simply you can link your lineage back to the slaves that built the United States. It all comes down to money. Where was the wealth built?
Okay, so I just got the confirmation in the comments. This is something, because every FBA I have interacted with, they have had the premise that they are more than just an individual. Their history goes beyond slavery in that they are the indigenous people of Americas.
Yeah.
And it also, like, even with your definition of like they can trace their lineage back to slavery, I don't necessarily think FBA in itself aligns itself with that. And I think what you're confusing is like the actual term, maybe fundamental Black America, and the actual like organization / movement fundamental Black American.
I'm not confused at it. I made that distinction. That anybody can go coin that term.
But the thing is, that person, when that person coined that term, that person made that term, that person made that movement. You're saying fundamental Black American as like a generalization, like African American, and you can say it in that way, but it is aligned with that movement. It is aligned with that organization. It is aligned with that person.
Yes.
So when you say fundamental Black American, you can't say, oh, they coined the term, they took it from us, when in reality, they coined the term, they made it up. So that is their term. You know what I mean?
Hey, Francis.
Yeah, and I guess my and I want to know this from the room is, if I'm telling you logically, this is what anybody say, take yourself and you put yourselves in a foundational Black American, anybody would do in a logical way. Why would y'all still want to look at somebody who is illogical and say that represents them?
Because
that's it, right?
Because they made the term.
Yes, they made the
Because
term,
they
they
made
created it. They made the organization. That is literally their thing. Like, for example, if I go make a word today, let's say I go make the word blue sky indigo, and I say, hey, this is what this word means. Blue sky indigo is talking about a child of God. This is the highest thing you can be when it comes to the relation of God. You can't then take my word and say, that's not what that means. That means something else. I say it means this. When I made the term, I created the term. I dictated what it meant. I trademarked that term. I made a website for that term. I made a website for that movement, and I made it a whole organization. You can't then take that and be like, well, I'm separating myself from them. I'm taking this term and I'm making it something else. You have to make your own term, my love.
It's not going to matter, because what matters is where does the money move. See, that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, y'all got me. You're right. What I'm saying is, when it's time, this organization I'm calling it, and I'm trying to defend it. If it's not, it's okay, because it still moves when it's time to move, and they move money when it's time to move money.
Hey.
You're missing the point that fundamental Black Americans are not moving money towards Black women. Fundamental Black Americans, the organization, don't like Black women. They don't even like, honestly, I would even argue they don't truly like African Americans or people with your lineage, because they claim that they're not African Americans.
That's crazy, because if you told me to put my money in something, the FBA, and I know it's Tariq Nasheed running it, I'm saying I'm not giving my money. I don't get it. Whatever you called yourself before he got here, what made you jump on his train and call yourself what he said it? Oh, that's so cute. Thank you, Ed. What makes you jump on his train and call yourself what he say to call yourself?
This is what y'all have to understand. It comes again out of the last election. I know people don't like to talk about politics.
No, we talk
But
about
it-
politics
it-
here. This is
it
a
had
political live. Mhm.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
It had a ripple. That decision, that those numbers put into perspective a lot of questions that now you got questions specifically like, hey, are we properly identified? Like who is our base? Those type of questions come up when you start looking at the exit polls. And who supported, we don't know. And that was fuzzy, and that still is fuzzy. And I think that's what joins us, that concern.
Jess, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Papa.
All right, this is the woman I was talking about.
No. The other woman that came in and thought I was something else. That was a different one. She came in before her.
No. Okay, I got that. I had got that wrong.
Mhm.
But she came on last night, and she started her premise that they were like she was trying to influence us to have distrust in the brown people and the Hispanics. And the guy that came on told her 76% of them had voted for Kamala. Remember that? He told.
Was that somebody told you that last night, Missy?
No, I don't know
I
what
think that's the other girl.
It was
No,
another
oh,
person.
okay. Well, it seems like her position is more to the point that we need than the organization that she doesn't seem to correlate with or first of all or knew about, right? So my point is, I mean, it seems like her network has been underground. It needs to come above ground. Because for it being underground so long, it allowed this guy to come up and take over a movement. What you saying it was
already been around.
It's already been around before he even surfaced. So I got my advice would be, get your network to come above ground, because underground ain't really effective like above ground.
I agree. I think that's you just the first person that's summing up what I see the issue is. I see the issue is that there are people that are more savvy than us as far as technology. Remember, even in my peers, I'm one of the only ones on TikTok. We don't communicate like that. It's a lot of us that don't communicate like that. But when we need to pull dollars and move dollars, we do. That is foundational Black Americans.
So I know, again, my question respectfully is, what makes you've had this movement all this time, even underground, because, even a silent organization can have influence. What makes you change everything about your underground and follow Tariq out of all people, out of nowhere, when you have a thing going?
This is what I'll say is that when you talk about, and when I look at the website and I look at Tariq, the overall message is the same. They have a different way of delivering it. It's maybe a degrading way of delivering it, but that can be fixed. But the overall message is the same. We are separate. This is who we are. And this is what we do. And we do it. We normally do it for everyone.
He has not said anything about doing anything for everyone. He's not even talking about doing anything for Black women. So how is your message the same? And y'all not even agreeing politically on who to vote for, which is some of the base root things that we need to be coming together on, because it puts all of the Americans, especially us Black and brown people, in danger now that Trump is in office. And he aided in that. That is like one of the bases to be able to be a part of the network. That how can we align with the op?
Let me ask you this. You saw that guy that talked about the 76%, the one that was just up here. He talked about that's the
I'm
rate
still here.
Yeah. You talked about that's the rate. Well, that's the rate that Black males voted for Kamala Harris. Could it be that there's a sector in there? You see that gap, right? There's a sector. There's some there's a sector in there that's doing something other than supporting HBCU. But does that mean that that's the majority? No, that is not the majority. But could they be the majority collective voice somewhere? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where?
So, pushback.
Go ahead, Kay.
Also, the pushback I would give to that is on, like, okay, if that wasn't the majority, it wouldn't be on their website. On their website that they have published, that the majority is, these are the people in the organization representing the organization. It wouldn't be on their website. If this wasn't the majority, the founder, the individuals who surround the founder, the individuals who are on, to the lack of a better word, the executive board, are all supporting these things. In fact, like that person, like the host has said, they don't even agree with you. To add on to what they don't agree with you, they don't even agree that Black people are the individuals who were on the slave ships. They don't, if I'm not mistaken, they don't even believe slave ships existed. If I'm not mistaken, they don't believe Harriet Tubman was a real person.
What does that mean to you, though? Like, what is
That
that
to
mean?
me, that means.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, I can tell you what it proves.
Yeah.
To me, that proves fundamental Black Americans in its essence, in its entirety, in itself as a movement, is anti-Black. It is anti-intellectual, and it goes against everything that you have listed here. So, to me, and to what the organization has represented for itself, you are not a fundamental Black American within its essence of its requirements in the organization. You might classify yourself as a fundamental Black American as of what you define fundamental Black American as, but that's not necessarily the truth, if that makes sense.
At this point, this is willful ignorance.
Amen.
This is at this point, it's willful ignorance. Like, you can't take a term and make it your own. You can't take a term and change.
That's why I'm saying y'all keep excluding this detail. What I'm saying is, if you could think that about FBA, you could say you're wrong, you're not FBA. Let's leave it there. You're wrong, you're not.
No, we didn't
FBA.
say you're not FBA. We didn't say that.
Let's
We didn't say that.
Say that. Just like
No. We did not say you're not
I know. I'm
FBA.
just showing it as an example. If that's where we are.
Oh, okay.
If you have,
All right.
if you
All
have
right.
people
So-
like me
so-
that's walking around,
so
people like
messy.
me that's walking
Hold on,
around,
so
what are
messy,
we?
so messy.
Hold on,
I'm
hold
trying
on.
to get
So
to
messy.
what are we? What
I
are
got you.
people
I got
like-
you, Messy. I got you, Messy. He just been waiting
that's all
patient.
is over there.
He's just been waiting patiently to be able to speak. And then when he get done, I'm gonna give you the floor, Messy, and you can say whatever you want.
Wisdom is chasing you and you are faster.
Monday.com, the opposite of any work
Like,
platform.
like folks here are telling you, it's almost as if you went and joined the Triple K and people are telling you, and you're saying, no, they're good people. The people in FBA did not vote for Kamala Harris. They did not support anything she stood for. Quite the contrary, many of them voted for Trump. I don't know how much different I can say this to you. There are people in this country that deserve reparations. Everybody on this panel agrees with you. This made up, delusional group of people that are underground, none of them would call themselves foundational Black Americans. If you call yourself a foundational Black American and you voted for Kamala Harris and you believe what Messy is saying, put a 1 in the chat. Like, at this point, we continue to have a conversation about something that doesn't make sense. We are now arguing, we're begging the point, right? We're begging the point here. You can call yourself whatever you want. You can call yourself Superwoman for all I care. Because at the end of the day, you voted the same way that everybody else up here. We are now arguing about the word, okay, the term itself, and that you want to call yourself that, have at it. And we're saying the word means something different than every written thing that we have seen in any written place from the person that created it. I don't know how that's a hard concept to conceptualize. Like, the founder said he didn't support Kamala Harris. Calling it her HBCU doesn't make it any different. As a graduate of an HBCU, I'm offended that any person would call themselves FBA because they don't believe that, to Kay's point, that they even came off of slave ships. They believe that they are indigenous. It is on their website. Like, I don't know how much more people can say this to you. You couldn't call yourself an alien. It doesn't make it true. Now, do I believe that you came from a place of or lineage that can trace its ancestry back to slavery? Absolutely. Most Black Americans can. I don't disagree with that. FBA is a notorious hate group. And I'm going to call it that because it is that. I stand in solidarity with every Latina person, every Indian person, every Mexican person, every queer person that is fighting against the shit that Donald Trump is doing. And if you think the best use of our time on this panel is to argue about you calling yourself FBA, then you have a you have a inflated self sense of where this conversation should be going. Because quite frankly, it is a distraction at this point. It is an absolute distraction. FBA supports Donald Trump, and they absolutely have said horrible things about my brothers and sisters from other countries, including Africans. And I won't be an idle spectator to their diminution, the subversion, and contributions of other minority groups in this country. It is foul.
So I just want to read a quote off of the website. I just read the website myself, just to clarify. They believe that they were not on the slave ships when it came to chattel slavery, and that they came before when, let me make a quote, who fought for freedom in American during the former slavery years. And then they state that, let me go up, that if I'm not mistaken, it was that they were documented enslaved Black people prior to that freed themselves and founded Southern California and Georgia, that coastline. And then it says that they made their captors flee, and then their captors came back with the slave ships, but they were not on them. And that they were with the Native American societies and built their lineage there. That's from their website. What else?
Hold on, let Missy respond real quick before somebody else adds, so it won't seem like a lot.
I'm not responding
Okay.
anymore. I came on here, for representation, and if y'all want to think that the majority of us think like that, go ahead. I'm done.
Okay, before we're gonna end this conversation, this particular topic, but before I just want to say one last thing. You have to understand or think. We think that a lot of Donald Trump's administration is racist because those are the type of people that he hire, or some type of felon, or some type disqualified because that's who the leader is. That's what he represents. It's I feel like even just when we talk about logical thinking, you have to understand, if we've been on here all this time and we've talked to hundreds of FBA, if not thousands, they hold FBA lives. People in here said they could send you clips of FBA lives. They can follow you and send you a link to the FBA lives. And then the leader also says something completely different than what you're saying. You're the only one who thinks like this. Why would we believe you when you said the majority don't think like that? We've been watching it. We have our own experience. Just logically, that just doesn't work.
What I didn't like, Jess, was the fact that she said at the
Hold
end.
on. I'm sorry.
She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away when it gets hard.
Girl, you are up to yourself. Go ahead, Sanji.
Sorry, I didn't like that at the end. She said, well, I agree with what he's saying. I just think the wording needs to be changed. So essentially what you're saying is you agree with the xenophobic rhetoric. You agree with the anti-immigration rhetoric. You agree with the misogynistic rhetoric. They just gotta word it differently so that people can digest it better. I didn't. I do not like that at all.
I think this is a great example of what happens when you center men, right? Y'all even ran James off James said, fuck this shit, bitch. This is a great example of what happened. You said you've been running this, your great-great-grandmother fought in the civil rights movement, you've been a network, money has been moving, and you let this Negro come around here, coin a term, you follow it. He don't even support you, your rhetoric, any logic that you behind, won't even help vote for you, put you in more danger, get 300,000 black women fucking fired. What invading DC, LA with our troops, economy going fucking down, but you like, I still stand behind it. Girl. You talk about logic, open your eyes. What's not clicking, Stavina? Cause what?
Just you
I
need that sound that's my man. I'm gonna step
Let me see if I can find it.
too.
let me tell y'all something. I'm reading through this website because it's the first time I've actually read through their website myself, like their whole website. They have two different flags, and one of the flags have 3 stars, and it says what it represents. It says the 3 stars represent 3 groups of fundamental ethnic groups of fundamental Black Americans. 1, the Black Aboriginal people of North America, the Black explorers and traders who had contact with the Americas before Columbus, and the captors brought to the Western Hemisphere from Africa.
Wait, what? They said there's 3 type of Negroes.
It said it's 3 type of ethnic groups only with fundamental Black Americans. Ethnic groups. Interesting. And then it it talks about how different, like basically it's saying that all the slave revolts were fundamental Black Americans. They all were.
Now
Who
he
is
rolling his
fundamental
own
Black
story.
American and who is not?
Look for her.
It says a person who can classify themselves as Black and trace their bloodline back to the American system of slavery. To be designated as FBA, you at least one parent must come from a non-immigrant background in the United States of America. That's what that says.
Oh Lord Jesus.
And
It
says if you're.
Go ahead. I do want to hear that.
It says if your mother and father's lineage traces back to slavery in the Caribbean, then you are not considered a fundamental Black American.
Oh my God. Y'all heard that? You gonna let Tariq tell you who the fuck you are? Okay. Just wanna let y'all know that. I know.
Foundational Black Americans. It was a group brought on by Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon created this group and he infused them with cash of blacks to divide the Black community and to divide the Black vote and eventually vote for Trump. And so he infused these groups, gave them names, gave them platforms, infused them with money. And they give their name, they call themselves FBAs, Foundational Black Americans. It was a group brought on by.
Basically saying that they were set up to divide us. And look, bitch, they keep dividing. They doing what they supposed to do. Looks satisfied. Go ahead, Naquan, with the mod announcement.
First and foremost, they're not FBAs. They FEBs or FBEs. It's nothing fucking smart about them people. But also, I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all fingers out of whatever dark places y'all got them in and tap the screen. wipe them off. Don't wipe them off because it's not my device. But the queen should be way past 100K likes. She's been on for almost an hour now.
2 hours.
2 hours on average, you should be able to get 100K likes within an hour. What are we doing? We was close to 500,000 last night.
Thank you, Short. Thank you, Gene.
So get the tapping, do all of the good things, knock out the gift goals. Also support the queens that are on the panel, support the host. And Papa, I've missed you, Papa. I've missed you.
Cause I would have a problem with the phone first, and then I'd be trying to come up, but I don't know who the moderators were. They wouldn't let me up.
We was trying, it wouldn't like that. What up, Dave?
Just in case Mess is still listening, I think she got a possible lawsuit. You know, she had a movement, and here a man took it and turned it into a hate movement. That seems to me she need to go talk to a lawyer. She might have a lawsuit.
Yeah, she ought to kick his fake fancy ass.
Yeah, at least take him to court. At least take him to court for radical, changing her movement. I think it's a possible chance.
Me too. Kay, you said there are a lot of rules. What are the rules? What are some of the rules they have?
Okay, so they got subsections of the rules and explaining the rules. So they got how you can trace your lineage back to FBA, and right under that it goes into what is the status of people who are half FBA and half immigrant lineage. Then it says that if you are half FBA, then you can't be considered to speak for them and be a representative or a spokesperson for serious political, social, economic, or judicial issues that affect FBA collectively. They say the only exception, though, is if you have you have to have a verified track record of loyalty to FBA. Then
loyalty, that's given very much Trump. It's a certain rhetoric.
The Africans and Caribbean immigrants before the time frame had different collective views in relation to FBA. Then it talks about the Immigrant Act of 1965. Then it says because they haven't had a track record with showing them loyalty, they gotta make sure and verify they've been loyal to FBA for years before they can even, try to speak for them.
Nigga, you just got here. How many years you supposed to be loyal?
No, they've been here since 26. 15, 26. They've been here. That's what they said.
But the term FBA is only got here in 2020.
That's what they.
Me too, Francis.
Is this a side effect of COVID or something?
Then it says the dangers of dual alliance.
Well, originally, what they were ADOS, I believe it was, and then they branched off and made an FBA, and then they merged together. So it's both of them together. ADS is what the fuck is it? Ancestry Descendants of Slavery.
Loyalty is the first rule of Coke Club.
They have rules for basically the half FBA individuals. They said there's two types of them. The first type is the loyalists, that's what they call them, to the FBA lineage and heritage. Then it's the second one, the anchored tethers, who view FBA society as a group to exploit and replace.
Hold on, to exploit and replace?
Yes.
These FBAers sound like he want to play his own Yahtzee book. It sounds very, very, very much divisive. They do not like women. Let's just start there. I don't know how. She not seeing it. Like, bitch, that's the number one thing they could do for you is come through for you, and he didn't. And I'm like, you can't piss on me and tell me it's raining. The majority of us don't think like that, girl. We didn't talk to the majority of y'all, and it is in alignment with your website. You can't tell us nothing different.
So then it says, if you are half FBA, if you want to be a spokesman person for FBA, you cannot have a dual alliance to different ethnic groups or cultures. So basically, it's saying if you have FBA, you gotta pick FBA. You can't be African and FBA. You gotta be FBA or African. And you can't be both. And if you decide to be both, then you against them.
They really think they're gonna get some money because they trying to read out anybody y'all can't get none of this money. Oh my God, and that's what it feels like also too. You're trying to figure out a money grab, and if you have something like that you can show them maybe that you can get said money, bitch, it ain't gonna be happening. It ain't gonna be happening.
I'm sorry, but is the administration or the U.S. government going to ask for an FBA membership card before they hand out reparations?
Really?
Because otherwise, why do this?
They also have their holidays. They got 2 holidays.
I think he want. I think he want to be the black Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I think so. He's looking at them like I can do that, but for black.
My homeboy Luther Campbell just told you it got generated by Steve Bannon. It got generated by Steve Bannon, and he did mention monetary aspect of it. So yeah, that man right there want to be the black Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be able to be it, baby. They gonna be in there circle jerking. I'm fucking hollering, and then the lady gonna say, "Girl, why you sit up here and lie?" And that's why ain't nobody gonna get behind your fucking movement. Why you sit up here and lie and say the FBA got Westmore elected as mayor? Girl, why she say that? I said so collectively y'all did that. All y'all put Westmore in there and then he voted against you. Is that what happened? She was a little hesitant. She'd be like, yeah. Girl, you playing. Why are you playing?
Y'all, they got holidays. I didn't know they was as deep in. They got 2 holidays.
Girl, what day is their holiday? They didn't
say a day. They just said they all that. You want to know what they said? Around Christmas season. That's the day that they said. They said around Christmas season. That's literally what the date that they gave, around Christmas season.
I know they fucking lying, baby. What is this? Oh my God.
It's not Kwanzaa. It's literally something else. It says, let me tell y'all what the history behind their holiday. During the slave period in America, the FBA would cleverly plot and execute their escape from bondage around Christmas season. They said they knew the slave masters would be too preoccupied with the holiday festivals during this time. And so FBA were allowed more access to visit their family and friends on other plantations during this season. And then it says the rebel warriors used these relaxed policies as an opportunity to rise for freedom. Then their second celebration, it says it's a parade. Basically, that the slaves had a parade around Christmas time where they would parade around.
We'll figure out the date as we go.
They would parade around different plantations playing multiple instruments while dressing in outlandish costumes. And they would often dress in costumes that mocked their white slave masters, and that the slave masters would find this funny. And because they found it funny, they were distracting them so other slaves could be free.
Tell me you want to be Harriet Tubman without telling me you want to be Harriet Tubman.
That's why they say Harriet Tubman don't exist, because they was doing all the work.
They're like, bitch, I want to be Harriet. They erased that bitch. I got it. It's too early to say that.
Yo, this is an interesting website. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good read.
Oh my God. You guys, please give me a follow if you have not done so. Tap the screen, share the live. We got 8 more team feathers or tier feathers to go. We have 222 in tonight's goal. You can always support where we're getting 100% of the proceeds at I'm Jessica Simone on the blue and red. All this super fan thing. If you have not already a super fan, I guess I'll tell y'all that in the Discord. But yeah, it seems that the super fan, my subscribers was already, I think, $5.99. But now with the super fan is $9.99, where I can get up to 50% of the subscription. Tell me I got played without telling me I got played. So, if you're a woman, femme, a trans woman, femme, they, them, or a cis heterosexual woman, don't matter, queer, whatever. Women, if you are looking for a community, we have a community called The Link, and we help push each other in positions of power, uplift, grant opportunities, live streams that are encrypted, so we can say what we want as well. Yes, it is a $50 membership to make sure that we and it's a vetted community. So just because you got $50 don't mean you're gonna get in. I think this is about having like-minded women. We not gonna have no respectfully no messies in the link conscrewing the fucking message, okay? So shout out to all of the women who are already in the community. Thank y'all so much for being there. But this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah.
Taylor wanted to share that she already won a few grants from the link.
Yes.
Everybody DM Jess or the mods if you want to be part of this amazing community. And it is not censored at all. We can curse as much as we want, like the adult women that we fucking are. And also I wanted to give this announcement. I just bought a vape.
Did you get
caved in that woman?
Did you get it with no nicotine?
No, this one did have it. Last time I got it from this drive-through place had no nicotine, and this time it does have nicotine. But I promise, next time I'm getting a no nicotine one. But she really did like the delusion. Like she just kept going around and around and around and around, and it's like, girl, I will send you the link. I will send you the live so you can go up and talk to them. They claim there was no slave ships, like Kay said. They claim that there's pyramids under the Grand Canyon. They claim that they were the original Olmecs, that us Mexicans are actually Asians or Siberians, that we are not indigenous to this land.
Which is crazy.
There's just so much insanity to it. And they have rage bait lives too, by the way. If there are any Latinos in here, any brown people, any indigenous people, they do have rage bait lives, and they'll say something like, should the black community and the brown community unite or whatever. And they act like the host will always act very nice, very sweet, and then the rest of the people will drag you. That is where I collect my Pokemons, though. That's where I found Nessa and Tanya. I was like, let me see how these girls act. And they were so nice and poised and educational and respectful. And I was like, okay, I am following them and I am bringing them over to the right side of TikTok because that was insane. Girl, they literally called me every slur that I could even like imagine towards my people. Some I didn't even know. They said, get your fucking taco truck man and your elote man out of this country. Swim back over the river. Like they called me all kinds of things. They were like, yeah, you're you're Spanish, you're from Spain. And I was like, well, actually the Spaniards colonized us and they raped us. And then they're like, nah, nobody raped you. You want it. Like, it was crazy. It was insanity. I did record it because I was like, ain't no way.
Yeah, men are
this shit.
Some of these niggas be losing their goddamn mind.
And you know what's crazy? They be talking about they have lineage to indigenous people, but then they say that their DNA test is all African.
You said, and then they what?
Then they be like, I'm all African. Or it's either that or they'll be like, I'm fully indigenous. You'd be like, what tribe?
I've seen some really bad ones. I've seen
Truth Seeker.
I've seen some really bad ones.
I'm gonna invite you up one more time, and then if you don't come up, I'm gonna block your second account. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, and that's good that I couldn't speak because I was pushing the gas on neutral. That was crazy. I'm telling you, my genes got altered by that lady. But I saw some really like degrading ones as well. Like they had a picture of it was AI of a black person, and then they had another picture that was AI of a black person, but with a really like exaggerated forehead, like to mock. And they were
Mm.
like, this is why we are indigenous and you Africans, this and that. And it was madness. I
Mind
stopped
you,
I stopped even watching them like at all, like even like just to collect Pokemons, because I was like,
Yeah.
mind
'cause-
you, if they even did
I don't
like
want that in my fucking
Mhm.
village.
But even if they did any history, like when they're talking about like indigenous people and their lineage to Asia, if they did any history, like if they even looked up the time frame, they would understand how indigenous people in Americas are not Asian. Even if we're going off of like the genealogy, in which is some like relations from indigenous people coming from Asia to America, if we think about racial categories and how they are modernized and how they appear today versus how they would appear back then, you would understand it. But even in today's framework, them being coming from Asia and living within the confines of Americas for centuries, like if I'm not mistaken, it was between that and like indigenous people in Americas, it was 200,000 years or something like that. Baby,
Yeah,
you would understand how they would not be Asian individuals. And then the relation in the years between the indigenous people in America and the modern day Asian American or the modern day Asian individual is also thousands of years. If you don't understand how evolution works and how genes change generationally, let alone for multiple hundreds of decades. Like, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm happy to report I did a DNA test. I have no Asian.
Literally.
I have no Asian.
That was the one
Not
thing
that
you
I
didn't
would,
say.
Not that I would mind if I did.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think I cut out. Yeah. Not that I would have anything if I did have it, but just to confirm for the FBA, there was no Asian in it.
I was just looking at my current block list for a second, really quick, just making sure some people are still on it. And see who was it. Okay, y'all. I gotta get up early in the morning. Let's raid Casso, y'all. Y'all know what it is. We're gonna go over there, drop some coconuts. If you guys don't know who Casso is, this is Casso. Y'all should know by now. Casso Speaks, CASSO. Put it in the chat. You guys, y'all know what it is. Drop over there. It's a Jessica raid. Drop some coconuts. Yes, I'm trying to get my sleep pattern on. I didn't sleep was good last night, but I want to get up in the morning, go work out, get started early. So maybe I can be on at least by like 4 o'clock tomorrow, 4 or 5 o'clock to get in here early so we can spend the time in doing so. Oh, you know what? How about we collectively also too? Can we close out at least this goal since we need 8 more feather tiaras. 8 more feathers so we can do it. Casso Speaks, you guys. Casso Speaks. You guys know what it is. We're gonna say it's a Jessica Ray. Thank you, Oya. How you doing, Vivi? Thank you, Mal. We need 5 more, you guys. Thank you, Amanda Panda, darling. Yes. Good night, beautiful people. Please don't go just because I'm gonna be back to tomorrow, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock, you guys. Do it definitely shows some love. I appreciate you. We knocked it out, Chesapeake. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. All right, you guys. Casso Speaks right now. We're gonna go show him some love. We're going to go raid him. It's y'all know what it is. Drop them coconuts. Drop them coconuts. Let everybody know the coconuts is in the Mickey Ficky building. All right. I love y'all. Thank you, YouTube, for watching. Again, when you got some time, you just clean up the house, put one of the YouTube videos on. It's like 5 hours. Let it play. Turn it down. And because most of the lives are on replay on YouTube. Jessica Simone is the name everywhere. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Bye. Casso Speaks. Casso Speaks. Casso Speaks. Drop them coconuts when you get in there and tell them it's a Jessica raid. Love y'all. Thank